Hey guys, welcome back to the Happy Chappy Homestead. It's been a few months since we've posted for good reason. We have had probably the craziest spring rush experience in our entire lives. So I'm going to take you on a little garden and farm tour to show you what's going on. And Ben's going with me. You want to play? Okay, come on. So we'll just start in the yard. This is the kids' play area, but I went ahead and planted a bunch of cucumbers here this spring. Kind of run along the trellis here. All my plants this year, well, I'd say 95% of all of the things that we're growing, I started in my little grow room from seed. And this was my first time growing that much stuff from seed. I've never really done it before. I've grown things like squash and corn from seed, but I've never grown all that I did this year. We had potatoes, we have tomatoes, we have squash, we had onions, we had kale, we had carrots. There's so much. I can't name it all. So let's just go take a look. All right, so this is the start of our tomato gardens. As you can see, these are new. I've just started these beds with baby plants. As you can see, I'm not done, but the hornworms have already gotten to this. I came out the other night and killed 6 hornworms, and I've not had any more problems. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna raise this bed up another level, because my Vigo beds behind you, which are rich with tomatoes, I've not really had a lot of bug problems. And I think it's just because of how high the bed is. It really does help. So we have varieties of tomatoes in here. We have currants, we have rosellas, we have romas, we have mushroom tomatoes, we have beefsteaks, we have Bonnie Bells. Everything I grew from seed this year, which I have never done before. So we're gonna be, probably overrun. But we also have some different varieties that I picked up from a nursery in here, and they just don't look as healthy. And of course, the hornworms got to them. But I haven't finished this bed. I just had to hurry up and get them in the ground because they weren't doing well in the pots, and I think it was just because of whatever fertilizers the nursery used were, played out. So over here, I planted spinach like crazy this year. And this is all that survived. Like, none of it came up, or if it did, it would immediately die. Over here are some of our peppers. We have banana peppers. We're not huge on peppers, but we do use them like in stir fries and stuff, or pizza. So these are all like California wonder peppers, pimentos, and different things like that in these little pots down here. So just get a big overview. Okay, there you go. And these are cayennes and jalapenos. There's more peppers down here, but these actually have to be moved because we have mole issues. So we got a big hole back here. Moles. Right here behind me is our gold sweet potatoes. They're actually Korean golds, and they have done so well. I look forward to just seeing what the potatoes look like, because I've never even tasted a Korean gold sweet potato, but I just heard that they were really good, so I'm gonna try them. This right here is a new baby. It's a watermelon plant, and I kind of have given her this entire area to grow and bloom. And this is also a little watermelon, and of course I had to have another tomato plant. But this is one of my herb gardens, probably my favorite. I actually would like to spread it this way. next year and make it bigger, and maybe even come out this way. Just depends. But we've got a lot of black-eyed Susans that are just volunteers. Those are the yellow flowers. And in here is our morning garden, and it was more or less my spring garden. So let's go over there. Alright, so first thing we walk in and we've got some cucumbers growing up. I use compost, chicken compost, even in all of our pots. These are our blueberry bushes. They're almost played out for the year. There's another one. I've also got another little squash, or actually watermelon down there. So we're gonna have plenty of watermelon. Right here is sweet potatoes that I didn't have a place for, so I stuck them there. And kale, which is still coming up. I'm really impressed. This whole area we're going to put weed cloth and stones so that the walkways are nice. And unfortunately my cabbage didn't work this year. This is really all that made it. I tore off all the bottom leaves because bugs got in here and just ravaged them. As you can see that one, that's what all my cabbages look like this year. And behind you are beds that are grown up with grass, yes. But they have onions in them, and this was beets. So I have to get in here and clear things away. I had never planted onions before, and so in the beginning I was staying on top of keeping the grass and everything pulled up, but a few weeks got away from me, and when I came out here and I started weeding again, I started plucking up the onions, not realizing it, just because when they were so small, they looked like grass, like little baby blades of grass, and so I just left it alone. And I'm fixing to get out here because they're big enough now that I can really identify them, and I'm gonna go to town tearing out weeds. So, all right, this right here is more peppers. I'm actually gonna add another couple here. This is a new bed. Well, not a new bed, but it's newly planted. And this is what's left of the beets that I'm letting just, you know, die because I'm done with them. And in the very middle, there's a squash, which needs some love, it looks like. And we're working on getting this bed weeded out because I'm planting it with some other things. But there's some squash here too. And then there's my sunflowers and bachelor buttons and just overgrown. Now turn back. All right, let's go look at the rest. Again, all through here is going to be weed fabric and walkways, but this is all overgrown. As much as I try, I can't fight the grass. And this is all squash. These are purple hulled peas down here and behind you that you just saw on the fence rail. And down there are all eggplants. The bugs have really enjoyed those leaves. And then these are regular sweet potatoes right here. That's right, Annie. Come on. This is sweet potatoes. Alright, so let's turn over this way. Is okra and potatoes. The reason that I mix them is all along here, as you can see, even more of my older plants were knocked over yesterday evening, and the culprit is moles. So I'd had enough, and I had already removed a whole lot of potatoes from the potato bed. Whoops. So I decided to just pull these guys up and put them in the potato bed, because if I didn't, the moles are just gonna exterminate them and kill all of my okra. But I've gotten 4 harvests of potatoes so far. I'm just waiting for the rest to die out, and I'll actually probably replant it. It's not got okra in it, with more potatoes for later this year. All right, come on. So this is my favorite part. This is the thing I'm most excited about. I've wanted a vineyard my entire life. I think it's been like one of my dreams to have our own vineyard, make our own wine, have our own ranch, you know, grow our own food, have our own cattle. That's just kind of been my little girl dream. But this is the very first taste of our tiny little grape orchard. We're going to expand it probably 3 times this next year, but this is the beginning. So these are muscadines. And down here at the bottom, these are just little noodle beans. And they're gonna grow up on the edges of these, but they'll die out. But these are muscadines growing up here on the left side of the archway. That one's doing really well. He's actually new, but he's doing really well. Over on this side of the archway is our grapes, we will call it. These are Concords, those are Freedonias, and these are Calabas. So next year I would like 3 more of each, either running down this way or right beside it going that way, so that we can have eventually our own wine, our own juices, our own grapes, which is cool. So all of the plants are actually sprouting out with grapes. Not sure if they'll make it, but we'll see. All right, so down here, I'm not gonna walk down there, but there's beans. You can stop right there. Okay. There's beans, there's new apple trees growing. We got Arkansas Black, Freedom apples, and Jonathan apples. They're all doing really well. This is their first year. And of course I threw some corn seeds down there. I didn't think they would actually come up, and here they are. And I got beans, green beans. They're actually coming up really well. I just put them there because it's really good to have a nitrogen fixer for your different trees, like apples or peaches or whatever, but I put the beans there because they would be a nitrogen fixer, and I really didn't think they would do that well, but they have. So I'll probably go ahead and just harvest from them anyways. Let's go back this way. We have more squash going down here. You don't have to angle in on everything, you just kind of give it over. Okay. And then there's raspberries down that way, and we have more fruiting trees and stuff down there. Over here by the chicken pen are beans that I planted on purpose, really, because I hoped they would come up. But the chickens actually kind of ate the majority of them. So we had a few weeks where we couldn't keep the chickens in. They kept getting out, and during that time was when I had planted my beans, and they were just coming up. So they took care of that for me. We won't get many beans this year. Over here, I'm just really starting to work on this area. I went ahead and planted some different squashes back here. This is ginger and turmeric. So behind, one of the, I can't remember, this might be turmeric.
Yeah, it's turmeric.
And then over here is the ginger. I have several of these. I think I have 4 in all. But this turmeric is doing really well. I'm really happy. So next year, all of this is going to be nothing but garden spaces. I do have some corn planted down here. It was a kind of the same thing. I didn't really expect it to come up. We also have watermelon back down the hill and pumpkins. So that's about all I'm going to show you of the garden. So now let's take a look at our animals. We just slaughtered our first round of meat chickens recently. We're going to do another round. This time, again, we did Cornish cross. And I think next time we're going to do red broilers and turkeys. So that's kind of exciting. I really would love to have our own turkey for Thanksgiving and Christmas because we love turkey.
Yeah, stand around, get kind of wild with it.
So their house was this little brown looking thing. It's a chicken tractor, but we kind of encased it. It was so hot the last 4 weeks. It was just boiling hot, and so we really had to get them extra shading. But it's nice. It's a whole lot better now, and we'll probably lift that up. But we have some new layers in their old tractor, and we have a tractor right here that's got new layers in it, and a baby goose and some ducks. And we still have the same old chicken crew, but we have some more animals around. We have some more animals up the back hill, so let's go check those out. Can you see in there?
I think so, but the sun's just like, let me open it up.
Oh no, I don't know.
I don't think they'll come out. See my foot though. Come on. Just can't see them very well.
Okay, let's go see over here. Here we go.
Oh, hold me.
Okay, I'll start
There's a ducky.
We also had something really cool happen this year. Now, we have hatched chicks here on the farm before, but we've never allowed a mama to hatch her own. So this is our first time, and our little Russian mama chicken, who's actually pretty lean, she hatched a baby this year, and you see, she is absolutely adorable. The sweetest. We name her Little Annabelle because she's just got like reddish hair. She's so cute. I think she's like the cutest.
I know, she's getting pretty sweet
So
too.
cute.
Yeah, Mama, there's a baby. Are you guys happy in there? She's actually gotten nicer.
She knows you're taking care of him. Bye! So that's our little makeshift brooder. Alright, so let's continue on. Here's our little goat enclosure, and one thing that I didn't announce on our YouTube was welcoming our little guardian. that we call him Juju, but his name is Judah. And he has befriended, finally, our little goat crew. So it took him a while to accept him, and there's a lot of drama, I guess you could say. Dog and goat drama. But they have fully accepted him and they're happy, and he's their buddy and he watches out for them. And then there's one other thing that I didn't announce.
Come here, Bill.
You going?
No, not the fence.
Hey. These guys are the probably coolest, newest addition, aside from our little goose. And one of them we're gonna harvest. Nice, perfect timing. One of them we will harvest, and the other one we're gonna keep for breeding. They are a mix of Cooney and American guinea hogs. So they're very curious, but they're very friendly. They love pettings, and they love scratchings, and they love treats. So they are probably the funnest addition. That one's taking a dump.
Of course.
They're probably the funniest and funnest addition that we've had to the farm thus far. It's like, they're very entertaining. With the goat fence on.
Yes.
Let's go
But
over and look at
I can quickly just
Juju. Juju. Hey, bud.
Come here, say hi.
Well, you're
Of
coming
course.
over. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Juju.
Hello, Juju. Hi. He's a very sweet pup. I think that's his favorite spot, right there by that tree, chewing on all the logs.
He chews the logs.
But right now, that's pretty much all we have going on. We do have some plans for some changes in the future, but I'm not going to share that yet. So the only thing I'm gonna say is it's big. But this is the back part of our property, and it goes back probably another acre that way. We have almost 2.5 acres, like right under 2.5 acres. So we have a lot of land to use and play with, but unfortunately the majority of it is wooded. So we have to get creative, and we've been working on clearing some land so that all of our animals could have more pasture area and all that stuff. So, all right, well, that's it for the tour today. I really hope you guys have enjoyed our updates and all of our changes, and I'm hoping to get back to posting every week now that spring rush is gone and things are a little slower. But thanks for watching, and if you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe.